Howdy y'all, welcome to Travel the Board. I'm Corey.
I'm Scott.
And today we are doing our 50 through 41 in our top 100. Scott finally joining in on this. I've done my back 50, my 51 through 100. Scott last year did his top 30. He's stepped up this year doing his top 50. Maybe next year we jump up to 100?
No.
No. We'll see. But this is going to be fun. A few things for Scott because he's not been here for all of this. I've shared with you guys on the 100 to 91 video some of my stats. I'm going to share those again right here so that you know halfway through the series, and also so Scott can kind of hear what some of my stats are. Last year's top 100 we did earlier in the year, so I had longer time to play games for this year. So instead of 12 months, it was actually closer to like 16 months because I did it so much earlier in the year last year. So with that being said, this was also my biggest gaming year of my entire life. Like, I've never gamed this much in 1 year, so I played all kinds of new games. So the top 100 looks very different as they've already come to know. Of my 100, 52 of them were not on the list last year. So over half the list is different. So that's a huge change already. 11 of my top 100 are 2025 games. So
that came out in 2025?
Came out in 2025. So that's 11%. I don't know if 11% is enough for me to be cold of the new, though.
You are a little bit.
A little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so a little bit cold of the new. My biggest drop has already, well, I guess my biggest drop isn't going to be on the list. It dropped 149 spots. Because it fell behind almost every game that I've played this year. Because I also think what happened was, I always do my top 100 roughly around Christmas time. Mm-hmm. The game that fell is a Christmas themed game, and I think I was kind of feeling my Christmas theme last year, whereas this year maybe not so much. So 149 spots down from last year is 12 days.
Is it that Santa's Workshop game?
Well, I like Santa's Workshop a lot. It didn't crack the top 100, but it definitely kind of took the spot of 12 days as far as Christmas games for me. Mm-hmm. And plus 12 days is just a little, it's barely a Christmas game. It's just cards, you know. So it was last year 74. It's all the way down to 223. Yeah. And my biggest jump we've not got to yet. It is in my top 50. So we'll get to that eventually. But yeah, we haven't got to my biggest jump yet. So there's just quick stats about, you know, just what this year's looking like. So a lot of changes this year. And I'm actually excited to see Scott's because obviously we're adding 20 games to yours compared to last year. But I also know how many games you've played this year. So I'm curious to see how much of that has hit your list.
Yeah, mine changed a lot. A lot of games fell off simply because I couldn't justify a slot for a game I know I'll enjoy, but I've never actually played. So I took a lot of those off my list. Like, I know I'm going to like it, but I actually haven't played it yet. So.
Yeah, well, I actually, I haven't done it in a couple of years, but I had a game on my list like 2-3 years ago that I just demoed, but I was like in love with it. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible, but I had never actually played it. I just demoed it. Yeah, so like I understand that, but obviously now, you know, my list has... You know, I just do my top 100, but because I'm me, I go beyond that. Like, this year I did my top 250, and, like, I could have kept going. Like, you know, I could have just kept going. But for funsies, I did my top 250, and it's really cool to see where things landed. Especially, I kept going this year because I had so many new games. I wanted to know how far other stuff dropped, right? Because otherwise I wouldn't have got all the way down to 12 days to figure out it was my biggest drop if I hadn't kept going.
So, you went to 250.
Yeah.
How many excuses have you given me for not doing anything this year? Because that 250? Like,
yeah, I did 250.
Dude!
I just kept going. Pub Meeple's very helpful. Very, very helpful. Especially because I can do that at work. Like, at my job, I can just pull up Pub Meeple on my phone and go click, 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 and it gives me a list. Then all I have to do is massage it.
We're different humans.
We are different humans. Scott, I literally said Scott because I track our plays, and then obviously Scott knows what he plays without me or whatever. So I just sent him a picture of all of our plays this year, and he knows what he's played in the past. So you just kind of stared at the list and went, yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Nah, I literally work on my top 100 all year long. All year long. I'll do Pub Meeple and massage it probably 20 times throughout the year.
I did it all today. Granted, I took 3 drafts, but I got there.
He did the last draft sitting here.
Correct.
So we know it's accurate and up to date. This is literally could not be more up to date.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, well, let's get started. Number 50. All right, kick us off. Number 50.
Number 50. So I just talked about how I had to take games I haven't played off of the list, and this one's kind of half in, half out.
Half in, half
because
out.
we have played it, but we had to stop mid-play because we realized we have the wrong group of people for this game.
Right.
But those of us who got it. And that game is Signal. It's a very unique game where it's a one versus all, or it's actually a cooperative one with all sort of.
Yes, it was the weirdest feeling I've ever had in a game, because when the game started, Lucas he explained it, but I actually thought I was against you guys. It took like 2 turns in. He's like, Corey, this is cooperative. I was like, what?
But it's about programming movement. So one team, the team of humans is trying to arrange objects, and then the alien has a grouping of rules. They have to move those objects to communicate with the humans, and it's basically a very elaborate logic puzzle.
Yes.
So it felt really good on my lizard brain. I was like, yes, I can math this math. But I looked around the table and no one else was seeing what we were seeing. And we went, let's just put this away.
Oh, yeah. We were playing with a group of 6 or 7 people. And I was running the alien thing because I love being the solo person. And so I'm doing my thing. Scott and Lucas are right here on top. And everyone else is just out in no man's land, while these two are just okay, if we do this, we do this, we do that, we're good. It was really fun, though. So it fell for me, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we didn't finish it.
Yeah.
For me, it fell down to 117. So it missed the top 100, but I think if we played a full game, maybe just the 3 of us, for example, it might crack that top 100. So depending on how 2026 goes, how many new games I play, there's always a chance. But, 2025 was so lucrative with games, maybe it won't. Who knows?
Yep, and this kind of fills the spot of wherever the bottom of my list was, this was going to be the bottom of the list because we didn't get to finish the game, but it was just too juicy not to bring up.
It was really good. And, the entire time we did play, because we only got, maybe a third of the way through it, maybe a little bit further. The entire time was I'm sitting there knowing the rules, and they're over here saying their ideas and opinions, and I'm like, it gets harder. The further we go, they give me more rules. I don't know how they're ever going to get this. I was because they were struggling to get the first set, and maybe a lot of that was on me, but I was I don't know how they do this. So we'll see. It's also, for me, Mr. Non-Cooperative, because you guys have already seen my final cooperative game on the list. There are no more. It's one of my favorite cooperative games, and, that's a big deal, in my opinion, for me as a non-cooperative gamer, because, it's in my top 3 or 4, but, it fell at 117, because I'm just not a cooperative gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my number 50 is an absolute classic. It's what I would say, for me, when I think of modern classic, it's, the first one I think of. Because, let's get this out of the way. When I say classic, I'm not talking chess and Go. When I say classic, I'm talking everything from Axis and Allies through Catan. Catan's that back end of classic for me. Modern classic is stuff, to me, is Azul, right? So when I think modern classic, this is the number 1 modern classic I think of. It's also the game I have the best track record with, Splendor. I absolutely love Splendor. I mean, they've sold millions and millions of copies. It speaks for itself. I love the simplicity of the turns. You either take a few chips or you cash them in. That's it. I love the engine building of once you purchase a card, it now acts as that colored gem, so you need less chips, so you can start buying those more expensive cards. And I love how it just builds on itself, and you can try to plan out your turns in the future while also having those social objectives at the top. And then once you add the expansions, it just gets even better. Splendor Duel is also fantastic. It's already been on the list. I do prefer Splendor. Me and you were actually talking about this yesterday or maybe the day before about all the dual versions of games we've played. This is one of the few games I prefer the base game to the duel.
I agree.
Yeah. The dual versions tend to be very, very good because they usually come out later, so they're usually streamlined. The 2-player usually ends up making the mechanics work smoother. And this one, Splendor Duel is great. It's in my top 100. But I just think the original Splendor just plays too well.
I agree.
Yep. Number 50.
My number 49 actually bumped the former 49 in the most recent edition of this list from 5 minutes ago, and that is Distilled. And the deciding factor for me was this game has something very unique about it in all of board gaming.
Okay.
You know what it is?
That you buy something in early rounds and in later rounds is when you cash it in?
It has something in common with foodies.
Foodies. I mean, it's food-based, kind of.
It has a full print and play version available online.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's neat.
And I find that super cool. Foodies is unique in that its print and play version is technically free. They ask that you donate to charity, but
there's no way they can make this one free. Like, it's just too big of a game for them not to want something.
Sure. But I really enjoy the game. I like the theme. I like the resource management. I like that all of the resources and the main characters are distinct and different enough and close enough to real world spirits that, like, if you like brewing at all, this is the game you're going to like.
Right, and this isn't the only alcohol-based game that's like, it employs the mechanic of aging your alcohol, but if an alcohol-based game doesn't do that, then they miss the mark. And this game did do that. And also, like, I'm always going to shout them out. Paverson Games, they came out with Distilled, and they literally walked out on the mound and just hit it out of the park, just boom. The Paverson has came out hard and fast in the board gaming industry, and Distilled was that perfect mark to leave. So with that, my number 49 is Distilled. Yeah, so that works out perfect. Distilled is fantastic. Like, it literally is. This is my number 49. So we not only are crossing over already, we're crossing over on the same number. I mean, it's Paverson. They have literally stolen my heart. They've only got a couple titles out now, but they've stolen my heart. They're up there with, like, Capstone as far as, like, if they do something, I want to know about it, you know? Distilled was a great first one. The expansions are fantastic. The latest expansion, Cocktails, that came out, I've not got to play it, and I'm extremely excited about that. It's, like, at the top of my list for expansions I want to get my hands on right now. So, yeah, and then, like, I love companies that, like, lean into the niceness of the production of their games. And Paverson, like, they offer their base versions, and the base versions of their games are already really well made, really good production. But for someone like me who wants to pay for those extra upgraded resources, wants the play mats, wants the extra stuff, they give you the option to go, give money, we get very nice things. And I'm like, that's a great deal. I like that deal. I'll take that deal. So I give them the monies and I take the very nice things. So if there's a company that I will give the money for the upgrade components, it's Paverson. They kill it. So yeah, my number 49, also Distilled.
All right, my 48 was a game that's new to me from our retreat this year that played really well, in my opinion, in a larger group size, and that was Critter Kitchen.
Oh, yes.
I especially love the theme. Like, if it wasn't themed the way it was, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. But having all of the random animal chefs named after real celebrity chefs, like the actual foodie in me, like, just couldn't help but smile throughout the entire game. And the mechanics are actually fun. Like, having the 3 different size chefs you send to get your ingredients and come back. It was different in a fun way.
I would actually love to play this one again at a smaller count, at like 3, to see the difference. Because we played at max player count, which I think is 7. Like, we played at max. And, like, it generally, like, it's hard to find a non-party game that works well at a high player count. It just is, in my opinion. So for this one to play at that many people, in my opinion, very well, it does take someone, in my opinion, and I tried to do that during our game, it does take someone kind of running the game a little bit. Being like, hey, this thing goes, everyone take your stuff. This thing goes, everyone take your stuff. Like, it kind of takes someone running it a little bit, but if you have someone doing that, I think it works fantastic. Which, honestly, that tends to just be the person that read the rules.
Sure.
Like, you know, it's going to happen in most games anyway. It's just whoever read the rules. But yeah, I think it worked out great, and I agree with you, the, like, naming the characters after the chefs, because, like, I'm a hardcore growing up. When I was 14, I'd be up at 2 a.m. watching Chopped. So, like, yeah, 100%. I agree completely on that.
And also, simultaneous play. Give us more. We want more.
Yes.
That's how you have more than 3 people play a game at a time. Simultaneous play.
Yeah. If you go back and watch our top 10 mechanics list we made earlier this year, that was one of our tops. Simultaneous play. If you tell me your game has simultaneous play, I will try it. I'm not going to say I like it. I will try it because I'm like, you know what? This game's not going to take forever with however many people. It's going to be quick, snappy.
Yeah, this has 60 minutes on the box. We played with max player count. We were probably a little bit over for
Hour
the
and a
first
half
play.
max.
Yeah, so they're pretty accurate.
With 7 people, yeah. And also, Cardboard Alchemy, the publisher, shout out to them because that was the follow-up game to Flamecraft. I actually got, it's right behind you right there, I actually got in the mail today my Kickstarter for Flamecraft Duels. I know, it's really cool. Like, I'm really excited about it. It's got like the little hinge here, and The boxes, the board, I don't know. I'm really excited about this because me and Scott really love dual versions. I just wanted to shout this out because, Cardboard Alchemy, they're also a newer company that's kind of coming on strong with Flamecraft and Critter Kitchen, now this. I just got back from PAX Unplugged, and Cardboard Alchemy actually had, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe I'm right, their first ever con booth at PAX Unplugged. So, and they went all out too. They got all their little Flamecraft plushies, and they were showing off duels, and they went all out on their booth. And if I remember seeing on Facebook correctly, that was their first ever con booth. So, shout out to Cardboard Alchemy. They're killing it.
Hell.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, oh yeah. Me and Scott will be getting that one to the table very soon. We play a lot of duel games. A lot of duel games. Okay, so my number 48 is something that I was very fortunate to get to try before it came out at Gen Con. I was invited to like a content creator thing where I got to try it ahead of time, which was super cool. It came out like 2 months later at Spiel, so I didn't get to try it that far ahead of time, but it was still really cool. And it is the follow-up game in the same family to an absolute classic. It's like in the top 10 of all time for probably a lot of people watching. The follow-up to Ark Nova, Sanctuary. This is Ark Nova Lite. This is the faster version of Ark Nova. It gives you the same feeling in the sense that you're building the zoo, you're getting the different kinds of animals, you're getting the buildings, they give you different powers. It gives you almost the exact same feeling, but faster, because this is almost Ark Nova, the tile laying game.
Yes.
Like, pretty much. And like, no, if you love Ark Nova for its crunchiness, how crazy strategy it is, and how many different things are going on, and plus a lot of people in Ark Nova love the like 2 tracks that collide. That's not in this one. But if you just love the theme, you love the feeling of the animals with the different powers, and you love tile laying games, which I personally do, Sanctuary's for you. I think this was a perfect follow-up to Ark Nova, because they couldn't follow Ark Nova up with another 3-hour.
Sure.
Like, you can't do that. Like, that's like, it turns into one of those things. It's like, then you got to pick which one do you want to play, Ark Nova or this follow-up. Whereas this one is like, I don't have 3 hours right now. I have 90 minutes, and I want to play Sanctuary real quick.
I definitely mirror that thought, that this is the light version where I would play this more often. I prefer Ark Nova over this, but I would probably table this more if it was a game that I owned than Ark Nova.
Yeah. And that's kind of the reason I bought it, is that's what I'm expecting to happen, is that this will hit the table more often. Is like, because I love Ark Nova too. Hint, it's not come up yet, because I prefer it to Sanctuary as well. But yeah, I think this will hit the table more, and I want that feeling. I love the creating your zoo. I love the I love, and plus, you know me, this is one of my biggest things in gaming, is I love games that give me my own board, and I get to do my own thing. We're competing for these tiles, we're competing for this stuff out here, but the bulk of my game is happening right here. It has nothing to do with you. I'm doing my game. Those are the games I love, and this one just fulfills that perfectly for me. So, Sanctuary, I think it's great, and if you love Ark Nova and you want something quicker, this is definitely something you try out. And also, I just brought them up a minute ago. Shout out Capstone, you're killing it. All right, 47.
My 47 is a new to me game this year, and it's a game that I requested that we play at Origins.
Game you requested at Origins?
That you don't own.
That I don't own. Oh, was it? It wasn't Alhambra, was it? No, that was my pick. Was it? You didn't like Crystal Caverns that much. You liked it, but I don't think it was that much.
It's Fallout Shelter.
Oh, yes! See, I forgot that you picked that one.
Yes.
Oh, I love that game. Yes, 100%. That was so much fun.
Well, I'm a sucker for Fallout as an IP. Like, I love the whole world there. And I played the Fallout Shelter as like a app game. It was fine. But the game itself, the worker placement and having monsters come out or raiders come out to like cover worker placement spots, and then you have to use that as a worker placement spot to kill them, it was very interesting and new. And like the see-through cards were really neat, so you knew what was underneath of them. Like, it just kind of hit on all the levels, but good luck finding it, guys. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Very out of print. I would love to have it. And we're talking, and just so everybody knows, because there's multiple Fallout games, we were talking about Fallout Shelter, the board game that comes in the little, like, lunchbox tin looking thing that is very out of print. We're obviously going to put an image on screen for you, but, like, that's the one we're talking about. That's very hard to get. Not the big miniature games, which are also fun. I've played those. But, yeah, I loved it as well. It is my number 104. It just missed the list. I really, really liked that game. It was also really fun for me in the specific game that we played at Origins, where it's like every single time I went to fight a monster, I gambled, and it was like the dice hated me. I lost every single roll, but it was like so much fun because every time I went against something, I was like, I got it this time. This one's mine. I didn't get it.
I should get 7 on 2 dice. Not hitting.
Never hit, ever. Not a single one. I didn't even gamble that hard.
Yeah.
It was like most of the ones I went against, like if you did the percentage, it was above 50% in my favor, and I still failed like every time.
Yeah.
It was fun though. That's a fantastic pick, and I love, because I'm a collector at heart. Like I know everybody always talks about having a board game collection, but a lot of people aren't collectors. They have board games that they collect, but they're not collectors. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm a collector at heart. Like I love my games that are out of print. I love my games that I have just for myself. Like I have games I own that I don't play, but I own because I love having them. This is one of those games that I want to get my hands on. Like I would play it, but I want it for the collector value that I would love to just have in my collection. So that's fantastic pick.
Well, it's in the Origins game library.
It is. That's one thing I love about game libraries at conventions is that they tend to have, obviously they tend to be a little beat up because they're played a lot, but those out of print games, like, one I always talk about is Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah.
You can find Battlestar Galactica sometimes at game shops and in game convention, collections, because they're already kind of beat up, so they've lost their collector value, but you can still play them.
Yes.
So, like, for example, we live not too far from Asheville, North Carolina, and they have a game cafe called Well Played. They got Battlestar Galactica in their collection. So, like, I just a note for me. I love like how collections like that tend to have those out of print games.
Yep. How hard did you think about walking out with that game?
I literally asked the person at the counter if I could buy it. They told me no. I was like, let's figure out a value, because I was like, obviously this one's a little beat up. I was like, whatever you think's fair, I will probably pay it.
Everything's for sale. Let's make a deal.
Yeah, 100%, and they told me no. And I was like, you don't know how badly I want this.
Do you have a manager I can talk to?
Yeah, literally. I actually did ask for the manager. I talked to the manager about it. I was like, I would very much enjoy having this.
That's funny.
That is good. I forgot about that. It's been like 2 years ago. I forgot about that. All right, so my number 47 is one of the only games on my list that will fit this category, because it tends to be not a category I enjoy. It's a miniatures game with, line of sight, battling, conditions, all of these things. All the things that do not scream Corey, but this one is the perfect culmination. The Others. I love The Others. I love the theme. The theme alone absolutely sells it for me. This is an off-putting theme for some people, but for me it's beautiful. The way the corruption works, where your characters can get corrupted and you put like little tentacles on their like player board, and the different players on the good guys team, their different powers and abilities, and then all the different sins you can play as. And like, there's only, I think, 2 base sins in here. Yeah, it's Sloth and Pride, but then all the other sins are expansions, and those are also very out of print and kind of hard to get a hold of. But all the different types of sins you can play, the different ways they play, the campaign mode versus the like single, like one-time play mode, it just works fantastically. And like, this is a game that if you described it to me without the themed mechanics of like the corruption, you just described it to me, it's a mini game with line of sight, with conditions, things like that, I'd be like, hard pass. Not for me, not my kind of game. But this is a wonderful game. It's technically a 1v all. You can play it that way, and there's nothing wrong with playing it that way. I will personally always play this as a 1v1 game. One person just plays the entire team of good guys, one person plays the big bad, and you just go all out ham against each other. It's so much fun. And like, especially in like this one, the base box, for example, where it's got the 2 sins, we could take turns and like I could be the good guys while you're Sloth, and then you could be the good guys and I'll play Wrath. So like, you could take turns with the different, sins, and have enough variability in the base box that there's enough to play with. And then you've got those expansions for the other sins, and it just grows on itself. It's such a good game. It's a game that you've not yet got to play that I know you will love.
I know. That was going to be my only comment, was I still haven't played
This is actually a game, like, I'll take a shot in the dark here. I could see this. I'm not going to go so far as to say top 10. I'd be willing to bet this would crack your 20.
Probably.
I bet it would. So this needs to go near the top of our list of, Scott needs to play.
Sure.
Well, and here's a small little thing that, again, the collector and the lover of the industry in me like cares about. This game has got enough age on it at this point, because it's out of print too, that it's from Cool Mini or Not. And it's so far back in Cool Mini or Not, it's before they changed their logo. It's got the old school Cool Mini or Not logo on it, before they were CMON.
Back when they assumed you were going to paint the minis. No one paints the minis.
Yeah, and back before everything that's going on with them now. Anyway.
Rest in pieces.
The Others is fantastic. It's a great game, and if you love the mini games that can also be played with non-mini gamers like me, I think this is a perfect introduction. Mm-hmm. It kind of falls along another Cool Mini or Not game. It kind of falls into like Zombicide, where it's like someone like me may not like those kinds of games, but I feel like I would enjoy Zombicide.
Well, Zombicide's also simplified. Like, it has squares and line of sight only, kinda.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how this is. It's squares, and it's kind of line of sight. It's not like perfect. Like, you don't have a ruler, but you have to be square based. Line of sight.
I'm here for it. Get me a tape measure and some miniatures, and I'm happy.
Every time I've opened boxes before and seen like the different like sight line stuff, and I immediately go,
Ew.
not for me. It's actually happened a few times where I'm like super stoked about like the theme or something, and I'm like, let me in there, and
I was lied.
I was lied to.
All right. My number 46. Yeah, 46 is Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Oh!
I was going to have one of the West Kingdom games. We went through almost all of them this
We went through
year.
all the West, but we haven't gone through all of their trilogies.
This is true.
Yeah, we went through all the West.
But for my money, Paladins is the best game.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all fun. I don't dislike any of them. But Paladins is the highest on my list, and it's only 46. So that should tell you something. They're probably all in my top 100, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've talked about this before. Shem Phillips is fantastic. Like, all of his series are great. You've only played the West Kingdom, and I think, have you played Raiders? You haven't played Raiders? Okay. The North Seas are good. Well, most of them are good. None of them are bad, but most of them are at least good. I haven't touched the South Tigris yet. I'm super excited about that, because from what I've heard about them, I actually think I'll enjoy the South Tigris series the best, because they are very Euro-y is what I've heard. Very. And they're also pretty crunchy. Paladins is the crunchiest of the West Kingdom series, which is why I think me and you like it so much. I'm actually really curious how much me and you would enjoy Architects more at a higher player count.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because like the whole like taking people prisoner thing definitely didn't sing it too.
Yeah, the box shouldn't say 2 players. It's not a 2-player game.
No, and like, I mean, I enjoyed it like at 2, but that, like, I feel like the core mechanic of the game that's supposed to make it fun is the prisoner thing.
100%.
And we didn't really get to do that much.
Yeah, we probably took maybe 2 or 3 prisoners the whole game.
The whole game.
So it really didn't sing at 2.
But I think I might enjoy it more, because like we both agree on the order. It goes Paladins, Viscounts, Architects. I think I might enjoy Architects, maybe not as much as Paladins, but more than Viscounts. But because I like the building aspect. I love building like the cathedral and stuff, and like going up that track. So I think at a higher player count, I might enjoy it more, but we've just not done that yet.
Yeah, I would immediately swap the 2 in my order if it just said 3 players plus on the box. Like, yep, that makes sense.
That's fair. But yeah, Paladins, to actually talk about this one, I agree. It's fantastic. It fits that thing that I talk about where you've got your own board. And the funny thing is, this one compared to Architects and Viscounts both, there's not that much going on off your board. Like, in the middle, you've just got, like, choices, right? Whereas in the other ones, you have a board where things are happening.
That's kind of what I like about this one the most, is it's not as busy, because all the games are busy. Even this one is still, like, your own player board is still kind of busy, but it's
this one, there's
easier to
a lot
manage.
of decks. There's a lot of cards to pick from.
And the cards are used in very different ways.
Yes, they are.
Like, you can use one card, like, 3 different ways, which is very unique and interesting. Like, you can deck build with it, you can turn it into resources. Like, it's a very versatile game with how much more simple it looks compared to the other West Kingdom games.
Well, something I enjoy about all of Shem Phillips' games, and he does it very well in this one with all the different types of buildings on your board, is the rewards / upgrades for removing stuff. I love when like you achieve a goal of like building a building and you get either an upgrade or a reward. I love that in games, and Shem does that in like most of his games. So yeah, Paladins is great.
Yeah, I like the the theme through all those games where like there's taking on negative points that you can convert to positive later on, like the debts. That's always fun because you get to see someone just spiral the first half of the game, like they're never going to pull this up, and then when they finally do land the plane, you're like, you earned that.
Yeah, 100%. I also find it cool how he it's variable in each game because he's had to balance it. Some of the games, it's like it's worth no points and then it's worth positive points. Sometimes it's worth negative points and then when you flip it, it's not worth points. It's just no longer negative.
Yeah.
Like I like how it's variable for the balancing of the games too.
Yeah,
because I can't remember which one it was, but one of them. It felt like a huge boom because I think it went from like -2 to +2.
So from -1 to +2.
Is that what it was? But I remember in that game specifically, that felt like a strategy to go for. Like you want to go for these.
Yep.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah. It's the best of 3. I agree. All right, my number 46 is a game. Oh, that I have such a great relationship for because I love stories of how you buy games more than just I went to Amazon and bought a game or even like I went to Gen Con and bought a game, right? This one was one I saw at Gen Con in like 23 or something like that, maybe 24 or something, and it was just on a table. I saw the game, I saw the box art, and we did our top 10 box art. It was in my top 10, and I saw the theming. The theme got me, and then everything else just worked. Inferno! Once I saw this game at Gen Con, then the Kickstarter, the Game Found project came out. I backed it immediately and I did the all-in. I was like, I want the map, I want the upgraded components, I want everything. And then obviously I learned how the game played and I was like, all right, that's everything I love. You've got the worker placement, you've got the tracks, you've got the variable scoring at the bottom with all the different souls and stuff. You've got the building of your map with like upgrading it to do more things and house more people. I was like, oh, this is fantastic in every single way. You've got the variable playability with the different monsters that have all these crazy different powers that change everything. You've got trying to get your souls down the track as far deep into hell as you want them to go based off, their color, whatever sins they are. Like, oh, just everything in it works for me. And like, it's a longer game, but once you've played it once or twice, I feel like you can knock it out. Like, I feel like it says 2 hours on the box. I think our first play was about 3.
Yes.
I think now that we know how to play, we could do 2.
Yeah, knock it out in 2 hours?
Yeah, well, I mean, for a big game, I think 2 hours is very digestible.
Yeah.
Because this fits into a large game, in my opinion. This is, because like some people may be laughing right now and say, oh, that's midway. To me, this is like a small, large game. Like the smallest level of large game. And to say you could play a large game in 2.5 hours, to me, that's great. Like, that, if I can digest that in that amount of time, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, this didn't make my top 50, but it probably would make my top 100.
Yeah, I really, really like this one. And for me, it is very much a themed-based thing, too. I love the Divine Comedy. I love all of this. It's just fantastic. The story, it's super good. And look at that box art. Look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. They couldn't have done this game better. We've talked about this sometimes. I think this was the best version of itself. Like, I don't think that there was things to make better of this completed game, if that makes sense. I think everything worked well. I think all the pieces did what they were intended to do. The only thing, if you want to make an argument of like, this would have been nice, is all the different locations at the top, either having more locations that did different things, because I think there's only like 6 or 7 or something like that. I think more locations would have been nice, but other than that, I think it would just work great. Yeah. Inferno.
My 45 is a game. Remember at the beginning when I said I was taking out games I haven't played? This is one of the ones that made it, and there's a theme within that too, and that's Star Wars Rebellion.
Oh.
I know I'm going to enjoy this game.
Oh,
I've seen it played.
Oh, yeah.
I want to play it real bad, but I can't allow myself to own this game.
Yeah, it's expensive. Expensive. It's worth the price, but that doesn't mean it's not expensive, right? Just because something's worth the price doesn't mean it's not expensive. So it's a more pricey game. It's hard to get to the table. You have to have someone to play it with specifically. You can't just own it and be like, I'll bust this out.
Sure.
Thankfully, me and you have each other, so we do have someone to play these types of games with, but like, outside of me, I would argue you don't really have that many people you could really play that game with that often.
Sure.
Yeah, so like it's either we're playing together or we're really not going to play it all that much. Because for me, that's War of the Ring. It's like, because, if it's the same thing, Star Wars in the box, Lord of the Rings in the box, but you can't really play it with everybody, right?
Sure. And I wouldn't want to play it with just 2 either. It feels like I want to play with more people.
Yeah. But it definitely looks incredible. It looks absolutely incredible.
I've watched playthroughs. I know it. I enjoy it. It belongs on my top 50, but I don't own it, so it can't be higher.
Yeah, this is another one of those that once you finally get it to the table and stuff, top 20, arguing for top 10, like there's a chance. I'm not saying it will, but there's a chance.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand that entirely. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's a great pick. I've not played it because we've talked about this past, and everybody out there is currently typing how much they hate me. I'm not a Star Wars fan. Like, I don't hate Star Wars. I don't dislike it. I'm just not a fan. It's fine. I like it. So, like, I'm not over here crawling for it the way I was War of the Ring because, like, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. But I totally get it. Because, like, to me, those games walk hand in hand. Like, if you're a War of the Rings fan, get War of the Ring. If you're a Star Wars fan, get Star Wars Rebellion. Like, they do this. They don't play anywhere near the same, but they do the same thing for your feelings.
Yes.
You're like, I love this title. Let me play it. Yeah, no, I feel it. All right, my number 45 is a game. So, me and Scott play a lot of games together. A lot of two-player games. A lot of just, we've connected over life a lot over, like, our gaming, right? This is a game that I consider synonymous with, like, me and Scott. Like, I almost couldn't imagine playing this with other people because we played it together so often. And, like, it's just become a game that I think is mine and your game. Pagan, Fate of Roanoke. Me and you have played this a ton, and like, it's funny, we've played both sides, but we've also kind of like agreed, you enjoy the hunter side more, I enjoy the witch side more, so like, I'm sure sometimes when we play we'll want to swap, but for the most part, when this comes out, we kind of know which side we want to play, because it fits the thing that I really enjoy, especially on the witch side of like, the secretness. I get to do my own thing and I get to know the secrets and I'm trying to outwit you and fool you. And I actually think the witch side is harder. I really do, because like we play both. I think the witch side is way harder, but that's why when you win as the witch, it's so much more fulfilling. It's like, ha, I got you. It's really fun though. I love the card play because like I'm usually not a player when it comes to my games that wants a deck. Like, I'm not a deck guy. Like, I like to have components and things happening on the board. If I take a card from the board, I usually like it to go on my player board or something like that. I don't like to add, like, I'm not so much of a deck builder. I enjoy deck building, but I don't particularly like having a deck of cards that I play with. This game, I'm like, give me that deck. Let me have my familiars. Let me have my spells. Let me knock all this out. Let me like pick my people in the middle very strategically. Because like Scott's always having to ask the question: did Corey pick the super good guy or did he pick the absolute crap guys? Because that matters. Like it really matters in your selection which one you're doing, and there's viability in both. And if you know how the game plays, it's beautiful. I love this game. It's a great two-player game. I backed the Kickstarter for this years ago. I did everything. You were talking about earlier today that we haven't done the deck building part for this yet, and I agree. And like especially the scenarios. Like once you start playing the scenarios in the game, like if you get really into it and you want to start playing through the story, whatever you want to call it, I think it'll just sing even more.
Yeah, I agree. That's why this didn't make my list, because I enjoy the base game. I had a lot of fun. We played it, 4 or 5 times?
4 or 5 times.
But like it feels to me like we've only scratched the surface. Like getting into the actual deck building and like the story of the game, I think that's where it actually sings, but most people are probably never going to get there.
Yeah, that's actually something in some games that like when I open up my Kickstarters and stuff and it's got all this content, sometimes I'm like, I'll never get to that. I'm like, I'm going to play the base game most of the time because I have so many games to play.
Sure.
That's like, I'm not going to play this game 10, 12 times, at least not in a close enough time frame to play the story.
Sure.
Because like most of the time with these like story-ass games, you got to play them back to back. And it's like, I'm not going to have time to do that. I got too many games to play. Yeah. So a lot of times I'll open a Kickstarter and they'll give me a book of stuff to play and I'm like, I will probably never touch this. In a way that's sad because you want to play it, but you're like, there's just so much gaming time in the world.
Yeah, I mean, if someone enjoys deck building and they don't have a board game collection, this is the perfect gift to get them.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. And also, once again, Capstone, killing it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, moving on.
My number 44
Buffalo
is the only roll and write I want to play because it's a flip and write, and that's Cartographers. I just like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like the theme a lot, where you're building a map, like you're charting a course in a fantasy place and monsters attack, but it has all the trappings of a roll and write, where you're just marking on your little piece of paper and you're using the same resources as your opponent, but where you put them matters. I like that.
It's also got a few of those cutesy things that like make games nice. So like for this one, I always keep the sheets after everybody's done because like you're supposed to draw the little trees and the little monster heads and stuff, and like looking at different people's sheets is just cute. Being like, Scott actually drew halfway decent. Corey, yours all looks exactly the same because it's a giant blob of just mess. And I'm like, only you can tell the difference.
Yeah, and there's a company that makes rubber stamps for this game, and I bought them like even before I knew this game was a thing because I wanted to use them for like making maps for like RPGs and stuff. But now that I own them, like I want to play this game with little rubber stamps. That seems super fun.
Well, it also just seems simpler too because one of the things that makes this game like 15 minutes longer than it should be is having to draw all the little stuff, right? But no, I agree. This is great. I feel like this top 10 or this 10 we're doing right here is kind of making me sound like a broken record in a little bit, but this 10 just fell perfectly. Thunderworks, another company I love. It's just, there are a few companies that just shine for me, and Thunderworks is one of them. They're another one of those companies. You're coming out with a game, I'm listening. Like, I don't know that I love it, but I'm listening. Like, Thunderworks does great. And Cartographers, I agree. I do like Flippin' Rights more than you do. It's not my favorite one, but I do very much enjoy this one. I didn't look at the exact number, but it's somewhere around like 150, 150-ish range, something like that. I really do enjoy this one. It's a good game.
Yep. 44.
All right. My number 44 is one of those 2025 releases I was talking about. I guess Sanctuary was too. And this is one of my favorite. Like, the theme is slapped on there, but I don't care. It's one of those, it's my brain against yours. Just 1v1, let's see who can outwit the other person. The Good Doctor did it again with Iliad. Iliad is fantastic. It's just a little tile flipping or I guess it's tile laying game where you've got your little hand of tiles and you're picking which one to lay out there to make each row and column pop in a certain order to score certain points. Each of the tile numbers, the number matters towards your score for each row and column. Each tile based on the number also has an ability that triggers, and it just works really well. And the core mechanic in this game for me isn't even the powers of the tiles and what they do. It's the thought process of when to make each row and column pop. It's when do you want it to. It's not, because like half the time it feels like you want to lose a column or you know you're going to lose a column, but you still need to strategically choose when to pop it, because that matters. Because you can also swap your scoring tiles with the public ones, so choosing when to swap that matters. I think the whole game comes together really well, and you know, Reiner Knizia, you know, he's got so many games that it's like, they're not all winners. You know, you got that many games, they're not all winners. I think this is one of his best ones, and I think it just came out fantastically. And even though the theme is absolutely stickered on, I still love the theme. I love the theme of the Iliad. So if you're going to make a game with these mechanics, at least you slapped a theme on that I enjoy.
I mean, give it 5 more years. They'll slap a new theme on it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, honestly, what'll probably happen, because he's done this before, is Ryder will come out with another game that has 95% of the same mechanics with another theme on it, because it's happened before. It's like he forgets he made a game, and then it's like...
He doesn't forget.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah. Get your paper, boo-boo. We get it.
That's fair. But this one just did great. I really like this one. I think it was Bitewing that came out with this one this year. Bitewing's really stepped up this year as well, I feel like. I saw them at all the conventions, and they're really kind of killing it. But also the thing with, you know, the Good Doctor himself is, as long as all play exists, I feel like he's always got somewhere to take his games.
Yeah, he's got a place to hang his hat.
Exactly. But the Iliad was fantastic. And also our last play of this, it's just one of those like gaming memories that sticks with me, is because it came down to the final turn. I had 2 choices, and one choice was the winning choice and one was the losing choice. And the obvious choice was the winning one. But I was like, you know, if I do that one, it's a gamble, but I win big. So I took the gamble and I lost.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's a good game, though. It's a very, very good game.
Speaking of good games, my number 43, I don't have the giant box because I'm doing lids only, is Everdell. It's the worker placement game. It's the it boy of worker placement games. We all know it. We all love it.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the prizes of my collection, because obviously I've got the giant complete edition. The original game is like this big or something like that. I've got the Big Daddy. I've got all the expansions, all the upgraded. I've got all the Everdell spin-off games, Everdell Duo. I literally just backed on Kickstarter their latest spin-off game like literally 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's Everdell. This is starting to fall into that category of
phone calls?
Shh. We're recording. This is starting to fall into that category of like almost Ticket to Ride, where it's like you're just waiting on the next one. Like you're just waiting on the next thing in this series to come out.
I'd argue even more so than Ticket to Ride, because Ticket to Ride's like, oh, it's France now. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, it's maps. Yeah. No, that's fair.
At least these are like dramatically different games. So, like, I'm actually excited when they come out with a new game. It's the same thing, but with different maps.
Well, especially this new series, because like, you know, Everdell, obviously all the expansions came out and it just added onto the base game, but this new series they're doing kind of keeps the core of Everdell, but really changes the game. So I agree that they are keeping it fresh.
Yeah. And best components in board gaming, the little squishy berries.
Yeah.
Peak.
Yeah, they
doesn't
are great.
get better.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Everdell.
And I do love with all of their games, including the new ones, they offer the upgraded vessels, like just to hold the components. Like I know some people don't care, but I do. And like literally just having like a little special vessel to put them in that like is themed, I just think it's a nice little cute addition.
Sure.
It's like $15 and you just get to add the little extra.
Sure.
It works for me.
I'm happy you're happy.
I'm happy. My number 43 is another. This one almost falls into that classic tier like Catan, but I would say this is an early modern classic. So I think of Splendor pretty much immediately because it sold millions and millions of copies. But this is one that me and you were talking about, kind of belongs on the Mount Rushmore of kind of modern games, up there with Catan, Ticket to Ride, Carcassonne, things like that. Seven Wonders. I love Seven Wonders. Seven Wonders is so good. It is, for me, the drafting game. If you want to teach someone how to draft, if you want to teach someone like that next step in gaming, like a lot of people talk about their introductory gateway games, like I agree somewhat with people who say things like Ticket to Ride and stuff like that, but like it's very hard to take someone from Ticket to Ride to even like Distilled. Like, because there's just so little going on in like Ticket to Ride. At least with Seven Wonders, you're managing your cards, you're learning drafting, you've got your combat on both sides. Like, you're learning the way that one decision has multiple effects that happened, or punishments in a way. You know, like it really teaches you a lot about next level thinking in gaming, if not so much just the mechanics. And I just think Seven Wonders works perfect. And if I want to play a drafting game, I'm playing Seven Wonders.
Yeah, this one didn't make my list, probably because I've only ever played it at 7 players. I've played it like 4 or 5 times, always at 7 players. Like, this is going to take forever.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I really enjoyed it 3 because, like, so, like, the whole idea behind the game, like, working well at higher player counts is you're only dealing really with the people beside you, which is why I think it works well at 3, because you're all dealing with each other. It turns into this match of I'm playing both of you, but there's not that 4th, 5th, 6th person that I kind of don't care what they're doing. So, I think it works great at 7. I played at 7, but I think 3, 4, 5 is kind of that sweet spot.
I agree.
Yeah. Because, like, the difference between 5 and 7 is just somebody with A and P taking too long, you know? Because, like...
That's everyone, Corey.
That's fair. But, yeah. So, Seven Wonders, I think, is fantastic.
All right. My number 42?
Yep, 42.
My number 42 is The Fox Experiment. I love the theme. I love the delicate balance between a little bit of crunchiness and goofy naming foxes.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of half the game, is the goofy fun of naming foxes and crossbreeding your foxes with your friends' foxes.
There's also something a little silly about the dice, in my opinion. Like, there is strategy to it, and, like, you do want to put things in there, but it's also a little silly just to be like, and this one goes with that one, and this one goes with that one.
And now these 2 foxes kiss. No, I think it's really fun. And I really enjoy the theme of, like, the legitimate real-world story of, like, how long does it take to domesticate a fox? Let's find out. Because I'm a science nerd, and I remember reading the papers about that when it first happened. Like, this is so cool. They made a board game about that. But I understand it's not for everyone.
It's also Elizabeth Hargrave.
Yeah.
I mean, that...
Ya girl.
You immediately get a bump when, you know, there's certain designers that when their name's on it, people's ears prick up and go, huh, you don't say. And, I mean, she's one of them.
Yeah.
And I really like the tech trees in this one. The tech trees are really fun, specking into certain things. I do wish that the specking had a bit more power. Like, I feel like it matters, but it's like, I wish it mattered more.
It matters in that you get access to certain stuff a little bit earlier, but I do agree, the end of the game, most people are going to have their blowout turn at the end of the game, which I kind of like that, like, it's not only one person's going to have a blowout turn, kind of everyone gets that moment by the end of the game.
Yeah. And
there's, like, baked in catch-up mechanic of, oh, you made the bestest fox ever? Well, you probably don't want that one again because then you'll be inbreeding your foxes, you weirdo. Like, someone else is going to get it now.
I mean, I clearly like this one. This one fell back at my number 90, so it cracked top 100. It was number 90, so I really enjoyed this one as well.
I like it.
Yep.
Fox Experiment.
All right, my number 42. I'm not going to harp on this one for too long, just a little bit, because we've already been talking a lot about the West Kingdom. I'm going to Viscounts, though. I love Rondelles. I love Rondelles. This one is fantastic. I love the rondelle aspect, but it's not just a round and round rondelle. It has paths. It branches so that you have to choose which direction you want to go down. You can't backtrack, but you can kind of go like laterally. But you have to decide based on what you can get to and where you're at, what you're going to do. Where you're at also determines what you can achieve, like what things you can finish, and then what you finish also determines what bonuses you get based on where you're at. So sometimes you want to wait to finish something so you can get to a different bonus, but then also you've got all the little dudes in the tower in the middle. You're trying to get them to climb up the ranks in the tower, and then not just that, you can chain guys in the middle by getting a certain number of them on a page, which causes it to change and push out, which can cause guys to go up, and you can just cause a chain reaction. So like if you plan well in this game, you can sing, and I think it works great. I love this one. Like I said, we talked about the West Kingdom already. Spoiler, we'll get to it eventually. I like Paladins better. I like Architects was back somewhere not long ago, like 60s or 70s. They're all three in my top 100. I love all three. But yeah, Viscounts it's a great game.
I think this one has kind of the same problem as some of the other games where it says 1 to 4 players on the box. This is a 3 to 4 player game. Because, we ran into, like, the tower in the middle, the way it works with, like, populating more people, like, pushes more people up. That's great. But if you only have 2 players, it doesn't really do anything.
I agree.
You don't have enough people there.
Yeah.
So, like, if they just put 3 to 4 player box, well, they have the 1 player mode that I don't care about and you don't care about. So if you said 3 to 4 players, I'd be like, yeah, it's a great game.
Should we take this moment to be like, if you're a solo player, I'm happy for you. That's great. I hope you have a blast.
I don't understand you.
I don't understand you either. Like whatever makes it work for you, that's great. I hope you're having a blast. Just know we don't get you. It doesn't make sense to me. Like,
I think both of us take the single player components and go, oh, that's some cool garbage.
See, this funny part is like, I would just think you take yours out, throw them away. I can't bring myself to do it because I can't, it hurts me to throw components away. But what I do is I put them in their own baggie, write solo on it, and never touch it again.
Lift out the box and start throwing it underneath.
Yeah, it stays in the box, but I'm like, I'm never going to touch this.
No, my dumb ADHD brain would be like, oh, I forgot, what are these for? And sit there for half an hour reading the rule book, going back and forth and back, like, I don't know what these are, and then like, oh, there's the solo mode I haven't read anything about, that's why I don't recognize them, so that's why I throw them away.
The argument's always, what if you don't have people to play with? Totally get that argument. I'd rather play a video game.
Video games exist.
I would much rather just play a video game.
For sure.
Yeah, so. But yeah, getting off that, Viscounts is very good. I like it.
My number 41 is a direct replacement, mainly because I want people to be able to play cool games, and I really like Rampage, but no one can get it anymore. So the direct replacement is Terror and Meeple City.
Yeah.
They're basically the same game, except one's in print.
Yeah.
So get that one, guys.
Meeple City adds like the slightest extra game to it, like the slightest little amount. So, there's the argument that it's the gamer version, even though it's still not really a hardcore gamer game. It's a fun, silly dexterity game. It's meant, like, there are games that I feel like a lot of gamers like write off because they're like, what do you mean you're just doing silly things? What do you mean I'm like crunchy Arc Novaing this? I want Twilight Imperium. I feel like people write those games off, and I'm like, this game's just for fun. You just play it to have fun.
And like, a lot of those just for fun games are bad.
Yeah, they
So,
can
like,
be, yeah.
The ones that manage to like bridge the gap and like, no, there's actually some gameplay here that they really should be called out because like that's not easy to do.
Yeah, no. So I'm really falling into a point where I'm just like falling back in love with gaming in a way, if that makes any sense, where I'm not just like putting my head down playing these strategy games. I'm really appreciating what games are trying to do. So I'm really enjoying like silly games right now. That's just like I look at a game and I go, what's your purpose? Your purpose is to laugh and be silly. I'm going to do that, which gives me the best opportunity to enjoy your game.
Sure.
So like I'm kind of on a kick right now of enjoying silly games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good one. I agree. I've never played either one. It's like you were talking about, I've seen Maple City played. I've never actually played it myself.
We should play Rampage sometime. That's that's definitely like a 3 or 4 player game.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so my number 41, Shem Phillips comes up again 3 times in one video, but we're actually leaving the West Kingdom. And we're going to the North Sea. And I think everyone watching will agree, because the other 2 were not received super well, even though they deserve credit because they did a redux and fixed one of their games. They deserve credit. Not enough people are willing to admit their mistakes and fix it. So they took, I think it was Shipwrights, they fixed it and re-released it fixed. So like, and they did a good job in my opinion. But anyway, I think everyone will agree that the best game in North Sea is Raiders. I think everyone will agree to that. Raiders is actually the game that turned me on to Shem Phillips and them. Like, I think it did most people. Raiders is, and I think everybody argues which is the best in his whole series, Raiders or Paladins. A lot of people really like Architects too, but Raiders for me is fantastic. I love, honestly, the biggest thing for me that when playing the game feels like an accomplishment is that first time you cross the river. When you upgrade your guys enough and you're able to get across the river and start raiding all the fortresses and the stuff on the other side, and because then you really start reaping the benefits and the rewards. Everything in the center and the river where you're just getting started, it's there. You're getting your game going, but then when you cross over, you're like, oh, this is so good. But this game, and I love bringing this up with this game, there is 3 games, and the other 2 are higher than this, so we'll get to those eventually. There are 3 games that are all Norse/Viking themed that fit in a category for me. The base game is good. All 3 games have 2 expansions that I will never play the game without unless I'm playing with someone brand new. If I'm playing with someone brand new, I'll play the base game. If I'm playing with gamers or people who have played before, you will not convince me to not play these 3 games with both expansions, because both expansions are fantastic for this game and the other 2 games we'll get to. So yeah, if you consider getting into any of the Shem Phillips games, if you like the art, because they keep the art theme throughout, if you like the components, you like the gameplay, I would always recommend starting with Raiders. I wouldn't even recommend starting in the West Kingdom personally. I think Raiders is the perfect starter game. Play the base game. If you enjoy the base game, get those 2 expansions, because they're two of the best expansions I've ever played. Like, I think they add so much to the gameplay. They make it so good. Raiders is, if it tells you anything, it's dropped a lot, not because it's a bad game, because I love it clearly, but because I played so many other games over the years. At one point in time, this was my number 2.
Well, wow.
This was my number 2 game of all time. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, so it's been a little while. But at one point in time, this was my number 2 of all time. I love this game. But yeah, this is my number 41. So, I mean, it's failed, but when you consider the hundreds of games I've played, to be 41 is still pretty good.
Still haven't played it.
Am I failing you? Is it my fault?
Hello.
Is it my fault? I introduced you to like 150 games this year.
Yeah, but Raiders and Viticulture weren't 2 of them.
And the others.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do right by you. 2026 is our year, buddy. That's our year.
New Year's resolution, I guess.
Yeah. We should make a list of like games that we will play in 26. Like games we've not played, like top 10. Like may do a video, I may just like release them as a post. Just be like, here's our top 10 games from each of us that we will play this year. Like we should do something like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right, that was our 50 through 41. Scott, welcome to the series. That was his first 10 in this series. We're gonna go all the way to number 1. But yeah, be sure you subscribe, hit the like button, let us know what you thought about our picks down below in the comments. I really love doing this series every year. It's like a nice ending to every year for me, because I get to really take the games I've played throughout all of the whole year integrate them into my feelings for, you know, all of gaming in general. And it just feels really nice to kind of keep track of that and see where things fall. So this series really does mean a lot to me. So I love doing this. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.